But this doesn't give me an index if I want to directly give an index number. So what I do is, there's a better ways, but I'm doing it step by step. I want to split it by new line so that I get the index of that specific line here. I scroll here. This is the line number 9. The command is going to be bigger because step by step I show 9 here. We got this. What now we want is, again, do a split on it, chain it. And what do we want to split by? Let's say, cool, we got 2 in a list there. So now here we want, this is the first one, which is the second one. This is the second one. So it should be, it's a zero-based indexing, so it should be 1. I add 1 here. Cool, we got this. Now here,
Thank you, thank you. I think Santosh, some time till lunch. Any questions? You can always.
I'll be until evening. I can show you demos outside as well.
Okay.
As long as you are here, I'm here.
Okay. So thank you very much, Santosh. And from Unicom, on behalf of Unicom, a small token of appreciation.
Great. Thank you. I hope only this is.
Or any other stuff.
Or maybe you're already hacked.
Okay. Good. I think we have our next speaker in Chandrasekhar RM, who is the Vice President of Qualitest. Qualitest happens to be our platinum sponsor.
Thank you, sir.
And Qualitest is a pure play US testing company in the Gartner quadrant. And I am looking at the brochure. I think it's the world's largest pure play testing company. A big round of applause to Mr. Chandrasekhar and the team. They are in business assurance. They are in managed testing solutions. They are also in outcome-based testing, OBT. And they've got 2,500 testing professionals worldwide. And what they do is QA and testing. So may I have Mr. Chandrasekhar, the VP of Qualitest, to come and share his presentation. A very big round of applause again to Chandrasekhar. We'll be playing a small video of your organization, and I think after that, maybe you can.
You an incident, yeah. So, my son, who is who would like to order a textbook, yeah, through online. So nowadays, kids, so they'll pick up either dad's phone or mom's phone, and go to some Amazon, whatever the site, and order a book, and see the delivery date. When is the delivery date? Is it tomorrow? Is it today? Is it an hour? That's what is an expectation. 10 years ago, this was not the expectation. If I, when I used to do my engineering or an MBA, sorry. Okay. Wait. So I used to, at that point of time, it was not that great, that great of what I call as, wisdom to talk about internet and things like that. So I used to go to a bookstore, somewhere 4 or 5 kilometers away, and let's say if I want engineering physics, let's say, and the shopkeeper used to tell me it will take a few hours of time. It'll take few days because the that particular book is not in stock. So I used to wait for days. Okay, this is what 10, 15 years ago. But the trend, the customer expectations, the trend is changing. The expectations are great. Yeah, if you order something now, you expect the delivery date or the delivery to happen in next 1 hour, 30 minutes, etc. And if somebody orders a pizza online, they expect the delivery date to be in minutes, 30 minutes. And the organizations are, because of the competition, because of some other external factors, which we call as business drivers, they are bound to do that. Otherwise, they lose business. The same thing happened. When my son said, the delivery date is 3 days from today, he said, no, I can't wait. I want tomorrow. Go to Amazon Prime. With, you have an option to choose a delivery date. So these are the customer expectations, at this point of time. So as we move on, the customer expectations are moving. Who are customers? We. The communities in which we are living, our kids. We are the customers for the businesses. So customer expectations are ever increasing, and the businesses need to understand these expectations and to provide better customer satisfaction. Otherwise, they lost sales and they lose the business. Yeah. So that's the reason, as part of they are developing strategies, business models, business strategies, in considering customer satisfaction, customer engagement. At one time, we used to have we used to go to brick and mortar stores to buy clothes. Now I see that less number of brick and mortar stores and more of online purchases. So this is what is the customer demands are going ahead, are moving on. So to keep this, to satisfy the business customers, the businesses are going ahead into, revamping their business models, their business applications, which includes the systems of engagement, the systems of record, and systems of insights, so that they can expect they can exceed, the customer's expectations and delight the customers. So in that context, the role of, as one of the speakers said, you need to bring all the platform, bring all the applications together, including, the ecosystem required, which means that infrastructure, the applications, the other things which are required for to run your business successfully. So that's why we come up with a word called platforms. Just imagine it's just like a railway platform, just in layman terms, where the people that the travelers would, the people who intend to travel would come to the platform. There is a train coming in, there will other things are also on the same platform, where the communication happens effectively and things will move smoothly. So I'm just giving a layman example of a platform, and we will talk about more on platform, from a business context, and how is it important, as part of digital transformation, and what is that role of quality engineering and assurance, we will see in subsequent slides. So moving on. So as part of my agenda, I would like to cover what is a platform and why is a platform approach is required. And how is it important as part of digital transformation, and why digital transformation is required. We will see the role of quality engineering and assurance teams in platform approach for digital transformation. I'm going to talk about the challenges, what the QEA team faces as part of platform approach, and what are the opportunities for the QEA teams, and what are the proposed priorities for QEA teams moving forward. And I'm happy to take questions at the end of my conversation. So moving forward, so what's a platform? So as I mentioned, we need to bring the applications and the other, the infrastructure and the other required ecosystems in one, what I have to say, on one table, so that the communications happen smoothly and the users, from a business perspective, execute the business process successfully, and with a little bit of lag, and providing better customer satisfaction and customer engagement. A platform approach, basically gives a flexible, structured, and scalable foundation, and it is, going to bring in the process changes smoothly. And probably I will give you an example and talk about it. It's basically nothing. Favorite. I'm not a favorite of any technology as such, but taking care of the enterprise applications, which I have been for the past 24 years, predominantly SAP. So SAP is an enterprise application which brought this Leonardo platform. So as I mentioned, in my earlier example, the customer expectations are increasing. The business models need to be changed from a business perspective. So they would like to bring all the applications, which are predominantly systems of engagements, records, and insights onto a platform so that they will have better customer engagement and provide better customer satisfaction. These are the two buzzwords which we use from a business perspective, which I'm using, yeah? So if you see that most of the applications from an SAP perspective, which we call as modules, which include material management, sales and distribution, plant maintenance, production planning, customer relationship management, et cetera, et cetera. So that are basically our systems of record and systems of engagement, which are the top portion, the business transactions, which include digital business planning, digital logistics, digital product innovation, digital manufacturing, and digital operations. And if you talk about the new age technologies, which include machine learning, blockchain, big data, Internet of Things, data intelligence, and analytics. So how to bring in the age-old systems, which we call SAP Enterprise Core Edition, to bring in new technologies into the same platform. That's the reason to build this SAP Leonardo platform. We have the best of the business processes which are executed in SAP ECC, and best of the breed technologies or the new age technologies using that to bring in innovation as part of our applications. So this platform has been used. So how is it important or relevant in digital transformation? And what is digital transformation, by the way? So as I mentioned, in the earlier example, to reinvent the business models, to come up with, better strategies and technologies to meet the expectations of the clients. So we need to have better business models, better, innovative, innovative deliveries, and to engage the customers using the new age technologies, which include AI, RPA, IoT, etc. This is what is, basically, that's what even the definition says, exploiting the digital technologies and supporting the capabilities to create robust new digital business models. That's what the Gartner's definition of digital transformation. And it enables organizations to create customer satisfaction, top line growth, basically the revenues, and customer touch points. If you talk about customer touch points, I'll give you an example. At one point, we used to go to a cloth store and, buy clothes. But today, people want to have an app saying that, okay, this is what my, my shirt size, my collar size is, 15 and a half, and the waist is 32, et cetera, et cetera. I would like to feed in that information before I go to a cloth store. My information has to pass on to the retailer so that when I enter into the cloth store, I expect the retailer to show what is that I'm looking for. Is it an Arrow shirt? Is it a Van Heusen or a Louis Philippe, whatever it is? This is what is the expectation. How that is possible? Using digital transformation. That is, that's the reason the businesses are engaging more and more, investing more and more into digital transformation to have, globalization, process digitization, improving their, performance as part of the business processes. So I'll just one more example. I'll take, predominantly SAP's digital transformation platform. If you see that, in an SAP digital transformation platform, you have the SAP Leonardo, which I talked about. It's basically to engage or to have, new age technologies into the ecosystem, and to have the age-old ECC, that is the ECC Enterprise Core Edition, where there are many versions to it, which talks about CRM, SRM, enterprise warehouse management, etc., onto a HANA platform. Basically, this is the HANA engine, and it's an which would increase your, faster, which would increase your executive business processes much faster than what you have been doing in SAP ECC. And you have the SAP B4 HANA platform. You have a cloud platform on which you have cloud applications, you have business services, mobile services, et cetera, et cetera. And you have other applications which include SAP Concur, Ariba, Hybris, on different other platforms. So the digital platform will have more of from a 5 or 6 platforms embedded into the digital transformation of which SAP provides, so that your enterprise is ready for future demands, future regulatory requirements, future business customer needs, whatever it is, you are ready for the future business. So that's how SAP has come up with the digital transformation platform. So how is it relevant from a testing point of view? That's we will see. We will talk about in the next slides. And here are, as I mentioned, client expectations from a digital transformation. They are looking for more of convenience, more of ease of using business processes, ease of using their websites, etc., so that they will have omni-channel experience. Whether a customer orders a product or service through online, or to go to a store, or use any other platform, the experience they are expecting is the same. That's what we call it as omni-channel experience. That's and they want using digital transformation, we'll have more engaged and empowered employees as part of the within the organization, and we will have the top line growth, and enterprises can expect improved customer experience, and this is what basically the digital transformation would bring in. Moving on. So what is the role of QA? This is what most important for us, the guys who are here. From a quality engineering and assurance team's perspective, what is that, the challenge we would face as part of this platform approach for digital transformation? Some of them I listed. So increasing of the testing complexity. What it means? For example, there are many applications we have as part of our systems of engagement, systems of records, and systems of insights. New applications are coming in. For example, we, as an enterprise, we may have to use some of the IoT devices to measure the temperature of a refrigerator, for example, in a FMCG environment. FMCG, the full abbreviation is fast-moving consumer goods. If you take a Coke or a Pepsi, we will have lots of refrigerator in their ecosystems. You may have to have a control on the assets, basically the refrigerators in this case. You may have to use the IoT. You may have to engage this IoT into the plant maintenance module, so that your plant maintenance orders will be seamlessly moving through to take care of the maintenance of this. So there will be new applications, new services which you need to bring in as part of the enterprise into the ecosystem. So you need to maintain that. So you have the old applications, you are the applications which are developed from the new age technologies which are coming in. You need to maintain all these applications. You need to test the end-to-end connectivity of the end-to-end business processes. That is what the knowledge levels we need to know as part of quality engineering, the assurance teams, and the industry-specific knowledge, which we talk about. For example, in a retail environment, I was talking about, first one is the omni-channel experience, which the customers are expecting. The other one is the point of sales automation. As we, as most of us have experienced, when we come out of the retail store like a Walmart, when you come out, you will, the guy at or the accountant, whoever, whatever we call him, he will help us in billing in billing our merchandise and produce the final bill. And then self kiosk coming in, which requires a set of another applications into the into the client's ecosystems. So multiple platforms, devices, operating systems, and different geographies. So these are the complexity we have moving forward. And search for intelligent quality engineering and assurance. How are we, we can leverage analytics, which I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. Machine learning and tools, how we can use, as part of quality engineering and assurance in giving the business assurance to the client. It's not the quality assurance we give, it's we give the business assurance. Just imagine, you go to, you go to a McDonald's and you want to order for a burger. And for any reason, if the application is down, the ordering system of McDonald's, if I talk about SAP CRM system, is down for any reason, he or she, the guy sitting at the, who would like to take the order, cannot do anything because the systems are down. It's basically the lost sales to the McDonald's. And the word of mouth, the guy will come out of the, the outlet and talk, particular McDonald's do not operate anymore, is not servicing, in a better way. So that is, you will, as a business, you will have lost sales, you will have kind of your brand equity will come down, and so on and so forth. So that's the reason we need to have intelligent QE, quality engineering, and assurance systems so that we can test the end-to-end business processes and predict what is going to happen, so that we, the organization will have a backup. And expecting more automation, as part of that, other challenges, businesses are talking about accelerating their release cycles. They're going for more and more automation. They would like to increase the automation coverage. How are we going to do it? So these are the few of the challenges we have as part of the quality engineering and assurance team. Moving on, there are some other challenges which talks about the productive and responsive times and shrinking the timelines. This is what we used to have. 10 years ago, when I was in the United States, an SAP implementation used to be 2 to 3 year project using SAP methodology, or what we used to call as accelerated SAP methodology. Today, they're talking about the same amount, the same project. Organizations intend to complete within months. 3 months, 2 months, this is what we are talking about. So in that part, I need to configure my system, I need to do a data migration, I need to set up my business blueprint, I need to test the entire business processes, complete my system testing, system integration testing, user acceptance testing, so on and so forth in that time frame. How are we going to do that? That is another challenge as part of QEA. And as I mentioned, these are the set of challenges what we face as the quality engineering and assurance teams, and how are we going to address. And as I think this I had covered already. So these are the few things which I will talk about in an SAP environment. From an SAP perspective, if we talk about whether it's an SAP, now the new methodology which we talk about is the Activate, which is on Agile and DevOps, which is the key theme for this conference. So as part of the the opportunities what we have the legacy systems which are on-premise. We will have SAP ECC, and assuming that we have HANA also on the ECC, we have an opportunity to test the system testing. There's the four-wall testing, what we call from a quality engineering and assurance perspective. We have an opportunity to do the unit testing from a particular enhancement or the development what we do. We have an opportunity to do the system integration testing or the end-to-end process testing in an SAP environment. We have an opportunity to do the cloud-based testing, and so on and so forth. We have different opportunities as the complexity of the business processes are increasing. So moving on. So what is that, the priority approach as part of the quality engineering and assurance? We, as I mentioned, to adopt best practices, for as part of DevOps and in DevOps and Agile environments, which include continuous integration and continuous delivery, using artificial and machine learning algorithms for predictive and prescriptive analytics. So in that context, I would like to talk about one of the offerings we have is an AI-based, and a machine learning-based a tool which we call it as a test predictor. What it does, as I mentioned earlier, as part of the shrinking of the timelines, there are a lot of pressures from the clients onto the consulting companies like ours to reduce the the cycle times or the release cycle times or reduce the testing timelines. So we use we have the earlier testing reports, earlier testing scenarios, and earlier defect reports. All this information which was which we will fit into this AI predictor tool, test predictor tool. And we have machine intelligence, which would basically, an algorithm would kick in and take that all the inputs what we have provided to the system, and would give you, these are the business critical scenarios which you need to test as part of your ST, SIT, whatever it is, so that it would be easy for a consulting company to do this part of testing, including the regression. Yeah, and what we have, we need to streamline both operational infrastructure costs for the clients. That's what another expectation what we have from the clients. That's the reason we have, from a business perspective, we have kind of the knowledge and skills required as part of our consultants to deliver best-in-class solutions to our clients. And the other line is that we have an ability to test effectively the new IoT and smart devices, which include equipping our guys, our consultants with the requisite skill sets, so that they can test the IoT or any of the new age technology devices, and to adopt intelligent and self-learning solutions, so that they can leverage our learning solutions which we have as part of our QEA teams, so that they can deliver the solutions at the best possible cost and time. So that's all from my side. If you have any questions and answers, I know if you have any questions, I would be happy to take. Sorry, I'm not a technical guy. Sorry for that. So it's basically what we are trying to, as part of QEA, moving forward. Yes, we know that there are disrupting technologies which would be changing the businesses, who are our potential clients at this point of time. So from a QA perspective, we need to equip ourselves instead of whether losing jobs and things like that, whatever the other speakers have said. That's possible to happen. That's true. I'm not denying on that. So from a QA perspective, what we need to equip ourselves so that we will be in the industry. We will be in the industry maybe for 10, 20 years or so on and so forth. So that's what I'm saying, that from a QA perspective, it's no more coming up with only, these are the defects which we have found in your applications, which the development team to fix, so that it would be, things are okay. They are looking at us from a QA teams. We are to provide the business assurance. It's not the quality assurance, and and they are involving them as part of their ecosystem at a high level. So the role of QA moving on is changing, so we need to change with the time. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chandrasekhar. I think you are around till lunch. If there are any questions for him, we can take in the panel round. Okay. So how is it going? How is the Josh? How is the Josh? You want a tea break? I didn't listen. Okay, you're getting a tea break. Okay, so we are just changing the schedule. We'll have a tea break for 15 minutes, Siddharth. Okay, 15 minutes, you are back again for a very interesting panel round moderated by Divakar. I think let's have a cup of tea and get energized and be back. That makes sense? Thank you. A small token of appreciation to Mr. Chandrasekhar from Unicom. Please.
All right. Good afternoon, good morning. I don't know, what's the time? 11:40, 10:45, 11, right? Good morning, everybody. Hey, come on, some more energy, okay? Good morning. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, fine. No, the energy for the panel, okay? I'm just a moderator, don't yell at me. And this is,
I'm afraid to say, and I'm afraid to use these words. It's called AMA, or Ask Me Anything, which presumes a lot of things, right? I mean, it says, ask me anything and I'll be able to answer. No. Yeah, you're already laughing out there. I mean, I was like shaking in my pants earlier. Okay, but seriously, this is an AMA kind of a question. We have 4 people who I will call up there.